moon dust here. Let's talk about all the games happened on December 7th, Tuesday. We only have 3 games. All the big market teams played. The first game is the Brooklyn Nets beat the Dallas Mavericks 102-99. It was a close one. And the Mavericks, they were up 17 points and they blew it. KD and Harden, the minutes just too high for them. I don't know how sustainable it is. I think for Harden, I guess it's fine because he doesn't really move that much on the court. So him playing 40 minutes versus somebody like Rashawn Holmes 40 minutes, the cardio level is just totally different. KD played well again. I mean, he's a 5th-ranked player in the last 2 weeks. Averaging 40 minutes. This game had 24 points, a steal and block. Didn't shoot the ball particularly well, but an okay line. He brought up the defensive stats. 1.2 steals and 0.8 blocks. 1.2 steals is really good for KD. Like if he can get 1 steal, that would really help his fantasy value even more. But didn't really shoot the ball well in the last 2 weeks, 46%, but still very, very strong 5th-ranked player. And Harden continues to just dish out assists at a crazy rate. 11.3 assists in the last 2 weeks. I mean, he and Chris Paul is going to be close. I still think Chris Paul is going to win the assist award. And just don't expect Harden to average 25 points. 22 points is probably where he would be. 22, 23. Good efficiency again this game as well, and 1 block. And if you're pounding turnovers with Harden, he's really good, and field goal too. I guess this year hasn't really been shooting the ball well at all. I think he will come around at some point. DeAndre Bembry, was a good stream, but the fact that he only played 14 minutes, I think we could stop streaming him. And James Johnson that got 25 minutes, and Nicholas Claxton. He's a guy that we could for sure stream for some rebounds and blocks on low volume days like this. And Patty Mills continues to hit threes. And Eldridge played just the 23 minutes. I think we still want to hold him to see what happens. It's possible that Claxton, coming back is gonna get 15 to 20 to 25 minutes a night, and Eldridge's minutes going to go down because he's been playing 30 minutes. Let's just hold to see what happens. If you can get rid of Eldridge for any value, I would do it now because there's a possibility he's going to lose some minutes and play just 20 to 25 minutes a night. For the Dallas Mavericks, Dorian Finney-Smith played well again. 15 points, 4 threes, 3 steals, 6 rebounds. He's a guy that can give you a little bit of everything and provide decent defensive stats. Not the greatest field goal guy, but everything else is decent. Kind of like Royce O'Neal of the Jazz. I mean, they put up very similar stats. Kristaps Porzingis, as long as he's playing, everything is good. 12 rebounds, 17 points, a steal and a block, 5 assists. Whenever this guy plays, he's a top 20, top 25 player. The guy can never be healthy. Dwight Powell, now fantasy relevant. They keep starting him and give him 20 minutes. And Rick Carlisle did it last year too. I just don't know, new coach still doing some weird stuff. And Reggie Bullock, he's really washed at this point. And I don't know why they started him over Tim. I guess they wanted him to come off the bench, be that, have higher usage than, start. But Reggie Bullock is not doing anything. Jalen Brunson, what's going on with his minutes? This game just to 23 minutes. He was not in any foul trouble in the last 2 weeks. Jalen Brunson he's not even ranked. So I think he might be close to a drop. The only thing he's offering is the assist, and we all know the assist is hard to get on the waiver wire. But yeah, the production is almost non-existent. On the season, let's see where he is at. Yeah, 126 ranked player. On the season, still averaging 29 minutes with 4.9 assists. Decent assists, but if the playing time continues to be this low, obviously move on. I would hope, because it could just be one game, matchup reasons versus the Nets. Tim Hardaway Jr. again, not just a point and 3 streamer. Maxi Kleber, I think we could get rid of him. Didn't do anything. Destroyed your free throw and field goal, and with 1 rebound only. It was offensive though, so. Let's just drop him everywhere. Let's look at the next game. The New York Knicks. Tom Thibodeau before the game said he would like a lineup change, but it wasn't anything crazy. They started Loner's Noel instead of Mitchell Robinson. Both guys need to be rostered. Both guys are going to play 24 minutes. gonna average around 20. Doesn't really matter who start. To be honest, I would rather, if I own that guy on my team, I'd rather him come off the bench because they'll be playing inferior competition. It's a lot easier to get defensive stats that way. Notice when I started, played 26 minutes, 9 rebounds and a block, while Mitchell Robinson had honestly, his best game of the season. I believe. In the last 2 weeks, Mitchell Robinson, after this game, still just 115th ranked player, but really, really good this game. On the season, he was getting absolutely 0 steals. 2 steals here, 3 blocks, 14 rebounds, 8 of them is offensive, really good stuff. He needs to be rostered just because the block numbers are too high. Any guy that just gonna give you 7 rebounds and 1.5 blocks, it doesn't really matter what else they give you. Kind of need to be rostered in category leagues, of course. Somebody in your league needs to roster him. Those 2 categories he's providing is really good and doesn't really turn the ball over, and doesn't really hurt you from the free throw line either. Obviously a good field goal guy, but volume is quite low. RJ, arguably his best game of the season as well. 2 steals, 32 points. But not a must roster. Trade him for any value if you can. But of course, you probably can't. He does this, Every once in a while, he'll go off with 30 points, and the next game give you 8 points on 30% shooting and 50% from the free throw line, nothing else. Julius Randle, 15, 7, and 7. Took just 12 shots. I don't know why. Maybe the Spurs just did a good job, contain him. And he got 7 assists, so that's great. That's still in the block. Pretty decent game across all categories. And Alec Burks, again, getting the minutes, 36 minutes. So he's a must roster by far. He's so much better than Derrick Rose and Emmanuel Quickly. He needs to be rostered everywhere. 18 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, and I think it's possible he could be a top. Getting this level of minutes, he could be a not top 30, but top 50 player. So really, really good stuff. Evan Fournier is not I would prefer Derrick Rose and Emmanuel Quickly before Evan Fournier. Had 7 points here and just nothing. We all should just sold high on him after the first week. I remember he was going off in the first game versus the Celtics, and just has not had a good game since. D Rose and Emmanuel Quickly, we could stream them, and that's all. That's about it. For the San Antonio Spurs, they got 5 games this week. Keldon Johnson left the game with a. Let's see what the injury is. Well, too bad he's not ranked on the season, so I can't even see him. But I think it's okay to drop it. They still do have 3 games. I would check the status. Wednesday you probably have a full house already, 10 players playing. So come back and check Thursday whether he's playing. If not, it's okay to move on from him, just to drop him. Doug McDermott, if you need points and threes and some efficiency this week, he give you exactly that and some rebounds usually. Jacob Poeltl, 30 minutes, 3 blocks, 5 assists is great. 1 for 3 from the free throw line. I think he's a guy that we probably want to pound free throws. Not as bad as some high volume guys, but he can't hit anything from the free throw line. The rest of the line look all right. Derek White has been playing really, really, just started playing better and better. Last 2 weeks, White is let's see where White is. 48th ranked player. To me, he's, our average should be that top 70 player. Top 70 maybe, 60. But man has top 40 upside if he can put things together. Last 2 weeks, 48th ranked. And he's still just shooting 40% from the field. So if that goes up just a little bit more, he would, he could maybe move inside of that top 45, top 40. Not too crazy to think. It's not too crazy. On the season, he's shooting 40%. It's got to come around it, slowly. Devontae Murray, 6 for 5, continues to play super well. Not the best game here, but on the season, he's a top 15 player. He could be a top 15 player in the years to come. He provides such variety of categories: rebound, assist, steals, and score a bunch this season. Even started hitting some threes. He took 5 threes here. And I mean, a lot of Spurs guys consider they have 5 games. You could stream even Brian Forbes after Thursday. After Wednesday, pick him up for those 3 days, 3 games in 4 nights. But Lonnie Walker is another guy. He didn't really do anything here. And Thaddeus Young, unfortunately, did not play. He's probably the best fantasy player out of the guys that come off the bench. So we could drop him after this game. Let's look at the last game of the night. It's gonna be a quick one. The Boston Celtics lost to the Lakers. I don't think we want to give up on the Lakers too quickly. Obviously they have not been playing well, but I'm not saying they're gonna win the chip, but they should they should start winning some games. The first year LeBron at Miami, they also struggled pretty hard. Um, you got to integrate a guy like Russell Westbrook into a system that is not easy to do. And the Western Conference, to be honest, other than the top 2 teams, if you tell me Lakers going to be the 3rd seed by the end of the season, I wouldn't be too surprised. 3rd or 4th. That means, let's say if they win the first round matchup, they're probably going to play either a Warriors or Suns. I think Jazz probably going to finish 3rd. So that will be interesting. But this is a great win for them. Although the Celtics team, they've been a mess. 10th seed in the Eastern Conference. I mean, they've been a mess. Over the last year as well. Jason Tatum plays every time he play LeBron, he goes off. 34 points, a steal and a block, 8 rebounds, 5 threes. This is the old Jason Tatum. He's fully back. He in the last 2 weeks. Let's see where he is at. 41st ranked player. Yep. I mean, per game basis for the whole season should be in that top 20, and I don't think he has missed many games. Al Horford, great game. 8 rebounds. Not a great game, but playing 30 minutes, give you a bit of everything. Did not have the best efficiency here, but 8 rebounds and 2 steals is still great, good enough. In the last 2 weeks, let's see where Horford is. 71st ranked player. Yeah, to me he's a top 50 player very comfortably, as long as he's getting the playing time. Getting 30, 28 minutes a night should be fine. He's gonna give you a block a game as well. Robert Williams, the playing time is low. They did play the Lakers. Lakers probably went small with AD at 5. But still, 25 minutes, still great. Still in a block, 13 points. Still decent. Obviously a hold. And Marcus Smart did not have the best game in real life. Fantasy-wise, it's fine. 4 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 steals. Can't be complaining. Smart, he's mainly a 2-category guy, assists and steals. 60. Wow, he's actually been playing really well. 68th ranked player. A lot of it, Jaylen Brown is still out, so he gets a bit of usage boost, averaging 14 points and 1.7 steals and 6 assists, and 1.7 threes as well. So overall not bad production coming out of Marcus Smart. Every single year you could take this guy. When around pick 90, I'll probably 85, 90. This is where I'll probably take him. 8th round. In category leagues, of course. Dennis Schroeder, super inconsistent. Without Jaylen Brown, he played 31 minutes. Took just 6 shots, weirdly. Maybe he was getting PTSDs versus this Lakers team, or maybe the Lakers team went out there and wanted to shut him down. I don't know which one, but he only took 6, but went to free throw line 10 times. He's still a hold, and obviously try to sell him whenever he goes off. And for the Lakers, Taylor Horton-Tucker finally had a great game. Finally played 35 minutes because his minutes has not been great. He's a droppable guy, to be honest. And if he's out there on the waiver wire, I think after this game, you want to pick him up. Sure. They finally say no more. We're gonna put AD at 5, so they're gonna play the wing a little bit more. DeAndre Jordan was getting 20 minutes, and then you have Dwight Howard getting 10, and now that DeAndre Jordan is out of the rotation, so really Dwight Howard playing those backup center minutes. So that would open up minutes for Taylor Horton-Tucker. So if he's out there on the waiver wire, I would pick him up just to see where things are going, and just drop him. If he gets 25 minutes, right? That could happen next game. They gotta switch things around. they got the win this time. Maybe they will start AD at 5 a bit more. AD obviously doesn't like to bang bodies inside, but yeah. LeBron, wow, 30 points. Nothing else really. Shot the ball really well, 2 threes. LeBron is a sell high whenever he has games. I mean, 30 points look really good, but nothing else. With Russell Westbrook, Russell Westbrook still got 11 assists. That's kind of crazy. But LeBron is not gonna get 8 assists this season. 5 is still decent, but he's not gonna get a lot of assists. He's not gonna get a lot of rebound. He could be getting decent defensive stat, and he played 36 minutes here. So the minutes is super high whenever he plays. To me, he's a guy that we should always try to sell high, always. If you can get on a per game basis, if you can get a top 15, 20 player, I would do it. And who knows how many games he's gonna miss. But the good thing is Lakers are struggling, so they're playing LeBron really high minutes, and they really need to gel in a regular season. So that's also working in your favor if you got LeBron. But I just worry he's gonna miss too many games. AD, this is what I want to see from AD. Did not take a 3-point shot. 17 points, that's fine. Doesn't need to score that many. 16 rebounds. Put his head down, playing the center position, grabbing rebound, block shots, playing defense. Free throw still a concern. But, if putting up lines like this, can't really be complaining. 4th ranked player in the last 2 weeks. And would you look at that? Averaging 2 steals and 2.4 blocks. Yep, if he can average 1.5 steals and 2.5 blocks, he's going to be in that top 5. And even if he shoots 64% from the free throw line on 5.6 attempts. So everything is pretty much back to the old AD, but the free throw is not coming back. If he's shooting low 80s or 85, mid 80s, he's back to top 2. He will be in the same tier as Curry and Jokic. Russell Westbrook played really well. 5 for 6 from the free throw line, 9 for 16. But Celtics, their defense are not the great. Their defense is not the greatest either. So, we'll see once they play some other teams. But this is really a great win for the Lakers. 11 assists as well for Russ. 1 steal, 24 points. Russell Westbrook this season, he's been playing really well. I think that's. He's efficient. 97th ranked player in the last 2 weeks because he's shooting 70% from the free throw line on 7 attempts. That really hurts you. On a season, let's see where Russell Westbrook is. 111th ranked player. But I think if you pound him, if you pound him free throws and turnovers, he is a top 40 guy probably. I'm just purely guessing here. Let's try it out. It's just so hard to come back from, bad high volume free throw shooters. It's just so hard. Russell Westbrook, he's 23rd ranked player. The counting stat he's providing is huge, and obviously a sell high if LeBron James is playing. He won't be averaging those triple doubles, but he's still got 11 assists here, so this is a good sign. Malik Monk, I think he could be dropped. Carmelo Anthony probably could be dropped. I mean, those guys you could still stream them. They got a game on Thursday, but none of them is getting about consistent 25 minutes, so they could be dropped. And that's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.